came with extreme downloads of messages. Messages of truth, clarity, and love, reassurance. Excuse me, I have to breathe because I'm very weak. So, the music never stopped. It serenaded me the whole time here. And it is in me. All I have to do is still myself. And it's there, I hear it. It reassures me. Every night, every day, 24/7, it was there. When I faced my dark nights and days of the soul, it was towards the last week and a half, when this stuff in me that was lodged in me, that Lauren warned us all about, was in us, all of us. No human being, because of the lifestyle that we've led, the ways that we eat, we all have it. There was argument with people that I taught before regarding this stuff. It's called Mucoid Plaque. Some people said it's hype. It's not real. They said it's a gimmick to sell product and things and whatever. And I wasn't sure, I didn't know. But experientially, I experienced it. I saw it. It was poison, sheer poison that came out of me. And I'll have you know that I've been working very hard at home already. I've already was on a clean diet. I was eating raw vegan for a year. It was a very difficult transition, I'm not going to lie to you. But I was doing it. But there was so much I didn't know. Things I've learned here. I'll have you know that Mr. Loren Lockman, he's just a man. But he has given some knowledge of how to clean this vessel, these avatars that every human being has. He understands what he teaches. He knows it. What he told us all, what he taught us all every day in his daily lectures, I experienced personally. I saw it, and nobody can change my mind now. It's real. And in spite of all the work I've done at home, because it didn't start a year ago. It started long before that, when my mother passed of cancer in a hospital. She was tormented by the system. She waited too long. The body does deteriorate to a point where, although the body, which I have grown in great respect for, is an exquisite machine. It is an exquisite avatar. And it's just a house, though. It's a house, it's a temple for who you really are. I learned here through these messages, which there were many, you are not your body. You are not your name. You are not anything that you think you are. You, I'm going to say this, and I know it's going to go against a lot of you, but please listen to the end because I think you're going to benefit. You, your essence, who you really are, is what is eternal. Your avatar is magnificent and intelligent, infinitely intelligent as it is. It knows how to heal itself. You just have to get rid of this toxic waste first, and it starts to do its job. And big things happen for me here, bodily speaking. The hell that I walked, it was hell, sheer hell for me. It won't be that for everybody, but it was for me. I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. It was grueling, especially when this stuff started to move out of me. Especially when this stuff was loosening and moving out of me. It was tormenting. I'm usually a very peaceful person. I sleep well like a rock. But it disturbed me. It took away my joy and my peace. When this stuff started to move out of me, I can't prove this to you, but it was an impression. This stuff vibrates. Like everything we see all around us, it's all about vibration, resonance, and frequency. And this stuff has a very low vibration, but there's more. somehow, like I said, I can't prove it. Nobody's proven it, but I had this impression. This thing has intelligence. And it tormented me. It wanted to kill me on its way out. And I felt like I was going to die. I felt like I was dying for several days. But here's what happened. On my worst 2 times of expelling this stuff, those were the 2 worst. Most difficult, I mean to say. But it was coming out of me. And I was a little afraid because I can feel there was something initially hard coming out of me. And Lord warned us that sometimes those first excretions might be a little painful. And I, for one, I'm not into pain. I don't want pain. But I was afraid, to be honest with you, and I'm normally not a fearful person. But I got a download of a word that I think is for all of us. All of this is not just for me, it's for all of us. It's a much bigger message. And I'm here to tell you my story, that's all. I'm not here to convince anybody, to guiltify anybody, to nothing. All I have now, because I connected with that power that I am, that fractal of that nameless being that I told you about, we all are. Our true essence is this: pure, unadulterated love. That's it. So simple, really. And your body will get you there if you trust its intelligence, because it did mine. My body took over. I was ready for this. I was desperate. I tried everything. And I'll tell you, I found some relief in a lot of the things I tried. I did. But there were some symptoms that wouldn't move. They had a death grip on me. My genetic DNA was playing out. I never got a diagnosis because I don't believe in the system anymore. Any of it. I know it's all just lies. And the agenda is to keep us all in slavery and to torment it to torment us in our last days. Like I saw it do to my mother. And that day when she passed, I swore to myself I would not go that way. I have a big, beautiful life back home. My husband we were both unconscious. But nonetheless, I'll have you know that it's all frequency. And you get what you put out into this universe. It's a quantum law, and nothing could interfere with that. It just happens. And if you resonate with low frequency, you will only get that back in manifestations in your life. And it comes in all ways. We were not meant to resonate at that realm. None of us were. Because the power that is within us in this most powerful thing that we possess, our true essence, is just that, power. It truly is unlimited. And this evil system of indoctrination that we all live in has a very complex and evil agenda against us. I don't know who's beneath it all, really. I have been given a lot of information through this music that I hear all the time now. But I've only been given what I need to know for now, and I don't have all the answers, and I don't claim to. But my impression is that this thing that is in charge here, that runs every power structure in the world, every power structure, everything, there's no doubt in my mind now. I've had a glimpse of this for a long time, but now I know. And when you know, you know. And nobody can convince you otherwise. Excuse me. And so, one of the downloads was that this evil power, entity, force, whatever you want to call it, hates us. It wants to kill us all. It wants to kill us, steal from us, and to destroy us. And for the most part, it is accomplishing that in the vast number of humanity. Because all of us have been asleep. We've been walking donkeys. We've been walking avatars that are asleep. Their agenda was to make it be so. All they have fed us is lies. That's it. Only lies. There are very good people in this wicked system that have connected to it because they're unconscious and they don't know what they're connecting with. But they've only been indoctrinated. They've only been programmed like we all have for one reason. Because the forces that run this place, the real forces that you may never know or see because the people you think are in charge, they're just puppets. The puppeteers will never show themselves. Because really, they're so afraid. They're afraid of what we possess. And that's why they have reduced humanity to a state of such low vibrations. Because what we vibrate in, that's what we get back. And that satisfies them because it has kept us disconnected from our true essence. And that true essence, I'll tell you what, this is going to trigger some of you, but we are all manifestors. It's a law. It's a law in quantum physics. And these evil forces can't deal with what the Creator has set into motion. They can lie, they can deceive, they can mislead. They have entrapped all of humanity. They have made us all addicts in different ways. They have deceived us because what their goal was to disconnect us from who we really are. We were all walking around not knowing who we really are. We've been reduced, greatly reduced from our true essence of the power that we possess. We're manifestors. We were created to vibrate very high. There's different labels to call this place, this realm of high vibration. But the epitome of it all is the vibration of love. It is the greatest, highest vibration. When you attach, when you receive what you really are, when you connect with that, you become unstoppable. So I leave here a force to be reckoned with. But it's not about me, just me. I'm going to tell my story to whoever has ears to hear. And many won't hear. That's okay with me. I truly, now that I have made that connection of who I really am, I hold no offense to anybody. For those that wake up out of this slavery, I was ready for it. I woke up. I connected. And now in me, there's no room for anything else but love. I say this from the bottom of my heart. I live with complete love now. And I see no obstacles in front of me now. I have attached and come in contact with that power, that source of all life, that is in everything that is alive, especially us, because we're a piece of that. We're a piece of that. We're fractal. We really are. We've chosen. I don't understand how it all fits in. I really don't have all the answers, but we help co-create these avatars and the gifts that we come with because we've all come with a mission. Most of us have been disconnected from that vision, so we live tormented lives of seeking and grasping because we're all looking for the same thing. We're all looking for love. We're all looking for satisfaction and fulfillment, but we've been misled. We look outside of ourselves. So we get stuck even further in this deception of lies. We fight for resources. We want to control our situation. We want to control people. We want to own, possess, attain. Because we're looking for something. What I told you. We're looking for something because we know at some deep place, we all know that there's more than this. But they're looking in the wrong place because they will never find it outside of themselves. I was looking for the right place to settle because I was on the same pursuit. But now I know. Now I know the truth. I have experienced the true meaning of being born again. I've been born again here. The woman that I was, I don't leave an improved version of her. She died. She died here. She died in those deep, dark nights of the solar days when that thing was coming out of me. When it was loosening and coming out of me, she died. I don't know how else to explain it, but I was reborn. and something in me was born. I connected. I broke through the veil. I don't know how it happened. I didn't know it was possible. But it happened for me because I resolve. When I realized that I didn't want to die like my mom, and I turned 60 this month, and she died 8 years from now, and I have too much to live for. Like I said, I have a brilliant life, full of goodness. I have a long marriage of 43 years with the man that has co-created this life with me. As conscious as we were, we are creators. We co-created with the divine to create what we have, and it's beautiful, I'll tell you. But I came here to Tanglewood, not knowing that there was anything else. I just came to heal. That was my purpose. But I even thought that the expense to pay was too much. But I knew I had to come because it's true, I was led. And when I decide something, one of the gifts that I have is my will is steel, and I see no obstacles. And I persevere no matter what. My family was all against me coming. They were all worried because I was already thin. I battled with that weight thing. My manifestation was I couldn't keep weight on. I was already very skinny. And my family was mad at me for coming. They thought I was going to die. But they didn't know. I didn't know. And I didn't believe them, really, not totally, but their doubts were always in the back of my mind. And I wondered if I was doing the right thing because I was very skinny. And I thought that, and they thought that my weight was a deficit in this process, so they gave me a lot of objections. But as I said, I persevered because I had resolve, and you need resolve to go through this process. It's not for the weak at heart, and it's not appropriate for everybody. In terms of, I'll restate that, everybody needs it. Something beautiful happens in any cleansing process. Something beautiful. Everybody that comes here, I'm a people watcher. I'm a seer. I don't like labels, but I've always been different. I've never fit in because I am different. I'm a seer. I see things other people don't see, and I hear things that other people don't hear. That's why I think that I got this music. That was what I needed to continue through those rough days. And that was for me. Some people aren't ready for what I experienced, and that's okay. Everybody leaves here changed. I've seen it. I've watched. I've observed. Everybody leaves here different, with a gift, with a shift, something. I've seen it. But there are a handful that came. I call them my friends. They're my family now. We've deeply connected, and I carry them with me now because they were just like me. They were desperate. They tried everything, and they knew that they had a death grip on them that wanted to take them down, and it almost did. It almost took me down. I was going the same direction as my mama. No matter what I did, this death grip had me, and some symptoms remained, and nothing I did would release that until I came here, and I've been released. I was born again. What the true meaning of that word is. So, I want to encourage you that even in the shorter fast, that may be all you can do or are interested in, and it'll still have benefits. But that handful of new family that I obtained here, they were as desperate as I was. They tried everything. I carry these people with me now, and there's a beautiful, beautiful thing that I see creating before my eyes. I've seen it. And now I know that everything I see that comes out of this, I don't know, ether, music, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know what to call it. But it happens. And when I had my transformation of rebirth, it happens fast. When I see it, it's real. It's just a matter of the right time. And it will come. I've seen it come. The synchronicities in my life they started back home, but they have increased here. And it's constant. When I see it, it happens. I can't control how it happens because the greater benevolent God has a way of bringing it. And I never know how it's going to come, but I've learned to just allow the process. I don't fight anymore. I don't try to make it happen anymore. I don't try to control people or situations anymore. I just sit back and wait, because I know it's going to happen, and this is going to happen for you too, Peter, if it hasn't already.
It has already.
What I'm referring to, what we're doing now, it's going to bring a change to your channel. It's going to explode. I see it. I saw it. It's going to happen. No matter of time, it'll happen. Because I saw it, and I know. So trust that. Wait, it's going to happen. The right time comes for everything that you've seen. It'll manifest. So, it happened. I was ready for it, and I saw it happen with that small group that I was talking about. I saw addictions drop. I saw cancers go into remission. I've heard stories. Others have had the same experience here. It's the minority, I'll admit. It only happens for those that have tried everything already, and they're out of options, and they feel themselves with that death grip, and they're ready to tangle. They're ready to face anything. They come single-minded. I've realized that we're warriors. We're truly warriors. These people are warriors. That's what the pain does to you, really. Don't hate it. It served a purpose. It served to get us where we are today. Thank it, because it was part of what you needed to wake up. And now that I've woken up, I have no judgment for the sleeping. That's the last thing I want to do. I only feel compassion. I only feel patience. I only feel acceptance. I only want to make a difference and tell my story, because I know some will hear and some are ready for this, and some will have the full manifestation of the transformation like I did and like others did. This is not for me. This is for all of you, and I want you to really contemplate what I'm saying and let it settle. Simmer on it. It's real. I've seen it. And I'm living it. And I'm leaving here weak, very weak. But I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not going to die. I have a new lease on life. Now I know I'm going to live to 100. I'm going to watch my 13 grandchildren grow up. My grandchildren, I'm going to know my great-grandchildren. And when I die, when this avatar's done with its mission, I will go on, and I will only say thank you to this avatar, because I leave with an increased, deep respect for it, because it aligned with me, and it took over. And it knocked me off my feet towards the end. I couldn't walk. I was confined to my bed. It was one of the most humbling things that I have experienced. I had to use a walker. Me, I'm usually a very active woman, very strong usually. I used to be anyway. But my body needed every ounce of energy to do this miraculous work of cleaning that it needed to do. And so it knew it needed to knock me out. So I was in my bed, using all these tools to get around, but that was okay. Humility is part of it. We all got to let go of everything that doesn't align with love, and humility aligns with love. So I was humbled, and I got this confidence that it was all going to resolve. I leave here very weak still because of what happened, because of the work that my body did, very serious work. I realize now I came very sick, but all that's changed, and it's going to only continue. And my strength will return, I know this. It's going to take some time. I'm going to put on some weight, but this time it's going to be healthy weight. Because I'm convinced that Lauren knows what he talks. He is a master at what he teaches. He's completely dedicated to this place, and even though he's not on the premises now, he sticks to his word. He's here. He gives daily lectures every day with life-changing transitional information that will change the way you see things. But not everybody is ready for the transformation. I was, like others. And now I'm convinced. The food that we've been taught is healthy. The food that we've been taught we can eat, that is for us, Homo sapiens, it was all a lie. Our natural diet, according to natural law, okay? Natural law and the laws of physics. These liars that rule this place can't touch that. They can't touch that. And we're waking up. The Homo sapiens are waking up. It's coming. It's coming like a tidal wave. And they're shaking in their boots because they can't stop it. They don't know how. Some of us have broken through, and there's going to be many more. Many more. And they're going to come down as we wake up and walk in who we really are. The light of true love. It's going to happen. And there's way more of us than they are in number. And we're going to take over what is our birthright. This beautiful planet that we have been given as a gift to experience this life experience. To walk through with these avatars. It's ours, it's not theirs, but they've taken ownership of it. And they've reduced all of us to addictions, to falsehoods. We were not meant to eat the way we've taught, no matter what you think. I've seen it, I know it. Nobody can convince me otherwise. So I leave with a new resolve that I will eat according to nature, the way my system was created to eat, which is very simple. We're fruitarians, there's no doubt. I know that now. The old addictions of food, and the addiction of food is the first thing that we were addicted to, and I'll tell you why. The way we've been taught to eat creates dopamine dumping into our brains, so we become addicted to the way we eat, and we believe what they've told us, that if it says organic and it's good for you, it is, but it's not. It's not our diet. It's not the diet. We will survive. We will survive. We've been migrated, taken out of our natural zones because we were meant to eat off of the land, eat fruit, all kinds. There's so many delicious, delectable fruits. It doesn't compare to the devoid food that we've all been accustomed to eating. It is full of life, it's full of energy, it's full of electricity. And these avatars are truly batteries. And when we don't understand that, we think we're nourishing ourselves when we eat conventionally, but we're not. We're not nourishing ourselves. We rise only to survival mode. And you'll live, but you'll live in a compromised fashion because you'll always resonate low. And you will never become your best. It's just that simple. Soft leafy leaves and every kind of fruit that appeals to you. That's what will keep you healthy and living longer, way past the average death that we see as normal today. You were meant to live long. I know this. You were meant to be healthy and vibrant and have a clear mind, and not to die of all of the debilitating diseases that they say are normal with aging. That's what most people think, but it's not normal. I mean, it is normal if you consider the general population, but it's not what we were intended to do. We were intended to live very long and have full lives of a clear mind. We were created to make a difference in this planet with who we really are, with the mission that we chose in the very beginning. We co-created everything that we live here now. Like I said, I don't know how it's true, but it's true. It was one of the messages I got. And you will never reach that place if you don't wake up. But again, no judgment. Everybody's on a different place in their journey, and I only have compassion for those that aren't ready. And if you aren't resonating with this, I don't judge you. I don't care. I don't need your agreement. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't at all. So you do what you need to do and you follow your own resonance. But I and others have become convinced, and we broke through the veil. And we have made connection with this power, this source, who we really are. And we all leave here unstoppable now. We leave here as victorious warriors. Nothing can get in our way now. Nothing. There's no fear. Fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. It's part of the lie. It's part of the programming. Defensiveness, being triggered, I have new eyes now to see what that is. It's really been programmed into us. It's an egoic reaction to fight, to flight, or to freeze. But our egos have been programmed, and I'll have you know that. So I look at triggers differently now. I see it this way now. Basically, it's a gift. A trigger is a gift because it shows you where you're not free. And it gives you an opportunity to look into that deeper and examine your core beliefs. And I'm pretty sure that what it's doing, these triggers, are reactive to the truth. Every time that this programming is threatened by the truth, something you don't want to accept or believe, and you feel triggered, you feel that sense to fight, run, hide, react. It's a program. And once you know that, you can step out of it. And you could allow life to happen. And you could take all of the messages from those things that only serve to teach you and complete you and make you whole. I know this now. I know this. Nobody can convince me otherwise. I've lived it. I've experienced it. I'm speaking only the truth. I only speak truth. From at least my perspective, from what I have lived. But it's real, people. What I speak is real. It's real. When we learn that we can break the programming through aligning with natural law, with using the laws of physics in the way that it was intended to be used by us. We're co-creators with the divine because we are a fractal of that. And we've chosen this